Hi Blue Tomato World, hi viewers, hi Blue Tomatoes. We are here with the living legend, Mr. Travis Rice, in the beautiful Vienna Ferris Wheel, I think it's called.
Thank you. But please pocket the L word, alright? I'm freaking still young.
Yeah, okay, I said the living legend, so that's like, it's not too
I
old.
guess yeah, okay. But
The legendary Travis Rice.
man,
Like
I
that?
just that L word, man, it gets used way too often. It's
A
like,
very good snowboarder, Travis Rice.
it's like when your buddy brings like a bucket of chicken to an after party and you're like, oh my god, you are a genius. You know, like you used up that word on something that is not deserving.
A bucket of chicken at a party? I think it deserves that if you need it. Sometimes you really need that chicken.
Yeah, fair enough. Alright, he was a genius. Alright, where are we going with this?
Okay, so you're here to promote your new movie, Fourth Phase,
Yes.
which was a 4-year project, right?
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yep.
So, what is it after That's It, That's All, The Art of Flight? What was the inspiration to do the Fourth Phase movie? Or
Well, it's a good question. You know, after all the films, we did take a year off, and you know, we finished The Art of Flight, and we're actually quite surprised at how well it did, how many people actually ended up seeing it, and then you know, I for one, I didn't really want to try to make The Art of Flight 2, and
why was that?
The Art of Flight was kind of That's It, That's All too. Really, I mean, we did That's It, That's All, and we were, you know, stoked how it came out. But there were so many things that we wanted to do that we didn't have the opportunity to.
Okay.
So then, when we went into The Art of Flight, we kind of had all these, you know, ideas and fun things we wanted to do from That's It, That's All.
Okay.
And when we finished The Art of Flight, felt pretty good with kind of what had come together. And I guess looking forward, you know, it was like, all right, we're gonna spend, you know, 3 or more years like working on this project.
Yeah.
And the idea of just doing what we had done already all over again, I don't know, it wasn't, we weren't interested or didn't feel passionate about it. And so I think we took the blessing of being able to spend the amount of time on pursuing a single project, a single piece of whatever, call it art, because you know, everyone,
I know what you mean, yeah.
they put into it. And so, you know, I think we wanted to explore some of the more kind of core motivations that I've had through my snowboard career. I mean,
Cool. So it's not like the third part, it's not like trilogy, That's It, That's All, The Art of Flight, Fourth Phase.
No.
It's something different from the other 2 movies.
yeah, it wasn't meant to be a trilogy.
Okay.
Piece.
Cool.
And actually, it was a trilogy, but the film that people forget is the Community Project. See,
Oh yeah.
the
Yeah,
Community
I also
Project,
heard about that.
the
Yeah,
Community
true.
Project, that's all The Art of Flight. Like, I feel like that was like
1, part 2?
the trilogy.
Okay.
And then this new film was kind of a different thing we wanted to do.
Okay, so you had a different approach on things.
We had a different approach. There was the Fourth Phase. It's a film about water. It's a film about kind of our interaction to water, and really, you know, being interested in kind of trying to immerse ourselves in this hydrological cycle.
Cool.
Like 12, 13 years ago, I made this little logo that's got 3 droplets.
3 drops, yeah.
This thing, and it kind of stemmed from some philosophy. I used to have had some really great conversations with Brian Iguchi.
Yeah.
And in talking with Brian Iguchi, he, you know, instilled this idea of living a life of like a hydrologist. You know, kind of surrounded and in pursuit of this water cycle. And so it always resonated with me. And then, you know, I made up this logo, and then we finished the last film, and it was kind of like, all right, I think we're maybe finally ready to try to tell this story of like hydrology, this logo and what it's about.
Yeah, you got a great list of writers in the new movie, again.
We got some of the best.
We are really stoked as Blue Tomato to see our team writer Victor Delarue in the movie.
Yep.
So when you come to choose...
Sorry to cut you off, but I do need to say thank you to Blue Tomato, because trying to get carbon ABS cartridges last winter up in Alaska. And my God, it was a real pain in the ass. I failed like 3 times having people try to smuggle them to the U.S. I think, yeah, you guys finally sent one to Victor, and Victor brought it to me in that case. So thank you guys.
Nice.
Appreciate it. See? Blue Tomato behind the scenes, making shit happen.
You're very welcome for that.
Okay.
So, but what is your, like, if you choose riders for a movie, what do you look for? Or why, for example, is Victor Del Rio in your movie? Or what do you search in riders?
Well, I think that it usually starts with uncompromising good looks. Mm-hmm. Because, look, this is it's a movie, right? So we choose guys like Victor De La Rue or like Mikkel Bang.
Ooh.
You know, these like international sex symbols.
Yeah, cool.
Because at the end of the day, sex sells. It's just the way it is. And, you know, the more incredibly handsome individuals we pack our film with.
And how did Mark Landvik fit in that?
Oh, dude, are you kidding me? Mark Landvik, he's like, he appeals to like northeastern Canadian feel, or you know, maybe like the, you know, lederhosen packing mountain men up in the hills. He's like a man's man.
Okay.
Right?
Man.
He's not a fancy pants city slicker, man. Lando appeals to the man's man.
Nice. Good to hear.
Yeah. But to seriously answer your question,
I thought it was serious.
well, actually, that was
sex
serious.
sells, that's the truth.
That actually is pretty much sums it up.
Cool. So, sex sells. Let's take with that. Speaking of sex, which bad habits on the riders would you tell us from producing 4 years? 4 years, it's a long time with those riders. There must have been some insane stories and crazy stories. Funny stories.
I mean,
dangerous.
Look, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here, alright? Mark Landvik actually has a child, and the child's name is Gary Mayo. And we, actually, I guess I imposed early on in the film project a complete blacklisting of any social media that went out. That's why our project for so long, nobody really knew what we were doing, you know. And so, through that, Mark's son, Gary Mayo, Instagram tag at Life of Gary Mayo, or hashtag Life of Gary Mayo. You know, there's a whole story kind of behind the making of the film, when no information was allowed out.
Okay.
Life of Gary Mayo was the only place that content was coming out, and he's still active. He's actually here in Vienna.
Yeah.
Today. Gary Mayo is here.
Gary Mayo.
Yeah, it's Gary Mayo.
So that's the son of Mark Landvik?
Yes.
How old is he? Or?
I think he's like 70. 70, I think. Oh,
Yeah.
Life of Gary Mayo. He's a little plastic naked baby.
Okay.
And he's actually the mascot for a mayonnaise company in Japan.
Nice.
It all makes sense when you go to the Instagram, okay?
Okay.
At Life of Gary Mayo. Check
Life
it
of
out.
Gary Mayo.
It all makes sense. I'm sorry, what was the question?
The question was, is that a funny story? What, do you have a funny story about Gary Mayo? Like, did he came on tour with you?
Look, Gary Mayo's little butt cheeks have been freaking everywhere. Like, it's an international set of butt cheeks that...
So for a mayonnaise mascot, it came around the world.
I think it actually is. If there was the fourth phase mascot, it would for sure be
Gary Mayo.
Gary Mayo. The problem is that the lawyers wouldn't let it fly. Apparently he's like a mascot of a mayonnaise company.
Yeah. Maybe you should eat the sandwiches on fourth weight with that mayonnaise and
It is
Gary Mayo.
It's some fine ass mayonnaise.
Nice.
It really is.
Speaking of your board, you said you have a special relationship.
We
with
weren't
your board.
speaking of. Oh,
Yeah, now it's a new question.
okay.
It's 4 years for the fourth phase, so you must have been riding different boards.
Yep.
So was there like a development in the boards, or was it always the same, pretty much shape and?
I mean, look, the development is always continuing.
Yeah.
Look, the beauty of working with a company like LibTech is that their whole deal is they can turn over experimental boards in 24 hours, and they're really good at doing it. So, you know, changing shapes, even changing, you know, internal materials has always been something that's been very
elliptic thing.
Yeah, and it's been very, you know, supportive. Like, I remember years ago I rode for Rosignol snowboards, and it literally, to get experimental shape, it was like 6 months. It was insane. And so being able to, you know, flick these out, we're always playing with tech. And this right here is this year's gold member. That's right.
Not available yet, so this one is very exclusive here in Vienna.
Actually, if you know the right channels, you might be able to find them. But anyways, just coming out. Look, this board I designed is a directional twin, and the approach we took to this was, if you remember the Supernatural, the contest that I did up in Canada, which is coming back, by the way. This was like, okay, what would be the perfect board shape, dimensions, flex, the whole thing for the Supernatural course.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's an all-mountain freestyle attack dog.
And what length do you ride?
It depends. So resort, I'd ride resort, and even like maybe, you know, 10 to 15 cms of POW, I'd ride a 59.
Okay.
Because this board you usually ride a little smaller because it's actually intentionally a little bit wider. You ride it shorter and a little wider.
But it's regular. Do you ride, for your personal, do you ride camber or rocker with this board?
Man, I'm fully C2 guy, which means rocker in between the feet, camber in front of the feet.
Okay.
Front foot to nose, front foot to tail, camber, rocker in between the feet. I've tried so many, and man, I always come back to it. Nothing beats it in my
So you have that board, and that's your board. You don't take different like camber things. You just take a C2 and that's it.
I'm a quiver guy. I do change my board a lot.
Okay.
That's why I actually have a lot of different boards. And in fact, we actually have a new board coming out called the Climax. Because what complements a gold member? A Climax. Climax. And it's insane. It's actually the first ever damp carbon board.
Damn.
Ain't no twang. She's got weed cloth. I'm serious.
So what do we have here? So we now show you pictures.
Sure. Flashcards.
You maybe say the first thing that comes in your head. Okay. Let's start with, what do you prefer? This tomato? Or this tomato?
Oh, dude. I'm all about Sean's new look. I think that he's...
This one?
Yeah, that's fashion forward. I really think that he's done a number with the decision to transition from the old locks to the new locks. I think he looks great, man. I really appreciate the facial hair. I think he's aged very well.
The face is looking good.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, it's come in. Like, I wouldn't fight that dude. Freaking looks tough as hell.
I go with you. Next thing, hiking or heli?
Hiking or heli?
Yeah.
How about hiking up 30 feet for the photo after getting dropped off in the heli?
Okay, that's a good answer. That's a good answer. Yeah.
I mean, if we're being honest.
And one last one. Are you more the sweet cake guy?
Yeah.
Or are you more into meat and schnitzel?
Schnitzel.
Schnitzel?
Man, I know how you guys love to pound your meat over here, but...
Yes, it makes everything better. Pounded, everything is better. Vegetables pounded, better.
Well, I mean, dude, I'm a kind of guy who feels like you can have your cake and eat it too. Why can't we just have it all? You know? Look, the perfect meal, you're supposed to satisfy all tastes, all five. And so if you're just in this like savory, umami, you know, kind of world with the freaking schnitzel, dude, you need a little sweet. You can't just have savory.
Cool, so both.
Yeah, both.
Nice. And now, could you sign this board? We're gonna give it away to one of our viewers.
One lucky viewer is gonna
One
win this
lucky
board?
viewer, yeah. 2 is hard to ride on, so.
All right. I'm gonna warn you. She's gonna need a wax. She's a little dry. She's parched after her long travels from Northwest Washington, where it is a.
That's near Canada.
Yeah, it's near Canada. It's a little bit of a rainforest, if you will.